Biafra, superstars, media.
If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. L0BBYIST, when you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. When you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. Na Simon Ekpa be the man. Na Simon Ekpa dey do am o, ọba tó bíé, ọba tó bíé. My people, my Biafran people, na how on a day. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This one, na Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Oyenduma Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency ESN Ekpa Simon Njoku, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, because we know in your hands Biafra is coming, in your hands Biafra is safe, and in your hands when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, today is a day that the Lord has made. Today I have come with you with a vision. Last night while I was sleeping, I got this message and it said, I must come out to declare to the people of Biafra and to the whole world that going forward, the new mantra now is diplomacy or war. Diplomacy or war. When I say diplomacy, I don't mean dialoguing as that pastor was talking about. The new mantra is diplomacy or war because now we have our lobbyists in America, two great men that we love. They are doing a great job. Mr. Jim Moran and the other great man known as ELIAS GERASOULIS. So right now, it is all about diplomacy or war. This is the option that the zoo government, they have left us with. So today, I am calling out on the whole world to listen. It is diplomacy or war. Biafra or nothing else. Nigeria, the choice is yours. Biafra or nothing else. Nigeria, the choice is yours. I am glad our Prime Minister has given them the option to go into diplomacy. With the lobby team we have now in Washington, I believe when they want to go through any diplomatic channels, any diplomatic avenues is speaking to our Prime Minister, our lobby team is there for them to go through. Apart from that, my people, the other option that the zoo they have given us is war from the 2nd of December, 2024. So today, I'm here to break your bubble for those who pretend like they don't know we are at war. That was why I said it is diplomacy or war, because we are already fighting war. The same man they call General Musa, he claimed his name is Christopher Musa. Christopher is a Christian name, but the way this man is behaving, he is not a Christian. Today, the man they call Musa, I want the whole Zoo media to pay me attention. Let the Nigerian media pay me attention. Because for far too long, they've been pretending like they don't know what is happening in Nigeria. So today, I will lay the whole thing on the floor. I will lay the whole argument to rest today. And I hope, God willing, after today, there will be no more confusion. There will be clarity of where the cabal they are pushing the Nigerians to when it comes to the affairs of the Biafrans. After today, those who say they believe in Nigeria, those who say they believe in one Nigeria, those who say they love their military, they love their government, they love their Nigeria, after today, they will have the clarity, they will have the understanding that Nigeria is still fighting the Biafran war since 1967 until today, 2024. Today, I will break it down to you to see what your head of military said, the man they call General Musa. He said he's fighting an asymmetric warfare. And I want you to hear from the horse's mouth before I explain to you what is asymmetric warfare. If you are ready, let's go there. Listen.
And then externally, we have external people that equally support them. The issue of IPOB. There's a lot of funding that comes in there.
EDS.
Yes.
Are you worried? Because you know an operation,
of course, definitely.
a special operation on the sit-at-home IPOB situation in the southeast.
Yes.
But some of the elements and the leaders of these groups are outside of the country.
Yes.
Hold it there. Hold it there. I had to revisit this video because they asked him if he was worried, and he said, of course, yes. Respect to our Prime Minister because he brought that to our notice. The ad-lib from Shemun was distracting us. But they asked him if he was worried about what is happening in their so-called Southeast. And he said, of course, yes. But now the mistake these guys are doing, a deliberate mistake. When something is deliberate, then it is no longer a mistake. In one hand, they are mentioning IPOB. In the second hand, they are mentioning the ESN and Southeast. They are only doing that to rope Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into whatever they are doing in their zoo courts. Because for a long time, many a time, we have explained to the zoo and the rest of them that ESN has been defunct. It is no longer functional. The Eastern Security Network is no longer functional. We, the Biafrans, we, the 70 million plus Biafrans, we have given the authority to our Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Ekpa Simon Njoku. Our Prime Minister was delegated to form what is known as the Biafra Liberation Army. And the moment we had the Biafra Liberation Army, the role of ESN became defunct. So as I speak, there is nothing like ESN. You all claim that you are worried about the pictures that our Prime Minister puts on the X platform, which is known as Twitter. Those pictures, underneath those pictures, when the ones are there that we claim that we have done to defend ourselves, we will write it down black and blue. And in all the pictures uploads in our Prime Minister's Twitter page handle, he always mentioned the Biafra Liberation Army. Now, the unconscious biasness of the media. Number one, a media must be neutral. Around the whole world, everywhere I've gone, the media is neutral. They are neutral, except in Nigeria, where in one hand they claim they hate the politicians, but in the second hand they are working hand in hand with the politicians to subjugate the people of Biafra. When it comes to the Biafran people, the media of Nigeria, they work hand in hand with the military. They work hand in hand with Aso Rock. They work hand in hand with the Fulani oligarchs. They work hand in hand with the Fulani Kakabal. They even work hand in hand with the Fulani killer headsmen, which is why, Lord have mercy, which is why all the kidnapping happening there, they said no, it is farmer and header clash. They were told by the cabal to lie to the whole world that it is farmer and header clash happening in all the bushes. Until this day, in every Zoom media you open, when the Fulani killer headsmen are doing what they are doing with their AK-47, ravaging the whole lands, cutting down food crops, cutting down corns, feeding them to their cow. And you know a cow can eat for 24 hours and still be hungry. So it means the acres of your whole land can be consumed in one day. And let's call it spade a spade. Most of the farmers in Africa, they have a culture. They don't go to farm every day. Sometimes you go to farm for the planting time, when you are planting, and when you are weeding, and when you are doing harvesting. So sometimes these farmers, when they go back to their farms, they're in deep shock of what the Fulani killer headsmen have done to their farms. But still this day, the Zoom media, they work hand in hand with the caliphate, they work hand in hand with the government, they work hand in hand with the military, they work hand in hand with even Boko Haram, because when Boko Haram does things, they come to the public and they lie. They name it the farmers and the headers clash. A farmer only has his cutlass and hoe to till the soil. The headers, those they call the headers, they come with AK-47. Last time I checked, being with the so-called, the currency exchange of that Zoo media or of that Zoo country, the price of one AK-47 as we speak is at least 12 point something million naira. Just one. So don't tell me those dirty looking Fulani killer headsmen have the money to buy an AK-47. Don't tell me they have the means to buy AK-47. Those guns are being given to them by their so-called headsmen and the politicians, those that run Nigeria. I'm going somewhere with this. So when it comes to the media, I wanted to show you the biasness of the Nigerian media. That's why we call them the dirty, God-forsaken Zoo media. We call them the Zoo media for a reason, because they are not fair. They have what they call the unconscious bias. Unconscious bias. It means subconsciously. It is innate in you to be biased when it comes to the affairs of a particular tribe, when it comes to the affairs of a particular people, when it comes to bowing down and cowering for those who Britain told they were born to rule. So today, I am declaring that it is diplomacy or war. Nigerian, they have declared, according to their military man, which you will hear here, he has declared that they are fighting an asymmetric warfare. And everything happening in that Nigeria, they claim it is IPOB. They say, oh, it is the ESN. Giving the dog a bad name just to hang it. And they also blame Simon Ekpa. So what they are doing is they want to put ESN with Simon Ekpa. They want to put IPOB with Simon Ekpa, when they know deep inside that we have told them, if you are dealing with Simon Ekpa, that you are talking about the BLA, you are talking about the Biafra resistance force and fighters. Those are the people we deal with. We don't deal with ESN, because ESN is the defunct. They are no longer functional. They have been disbanded. They have been disbanded. I repeat. So I want you to listen to the game the media plays, because today I want to lay it down for record, because sometimes people don't know what is happening. They pretend they don't know, even though they know. So today I want to dispel that notion. I want to bring clarity to the whole world and to those who live in that zoo called Nigeria. Today's theme is diplomacy or war. It is Biafra or nothing else. Nigeria, the choice is yours. Do you want this man they call Musa to be the one to pick for you? Because he has made a choice. He has told you they are fighting an asymmetric warfare with the Biafrans. But let's continue. Listen.
We have repeatedly complained about the issue of someone Ekpa. He's in Finland. The Finnish government are giving him all the support and he's doing what he's doing. The comments he's making, people are being killed and nothing is being done. And this is democracy. If the European Union is the one supporting democracy and this is happening and they're not taking action, then they don't mean well for Nigeria. We have said that in clear terms. We need to diplomatically find means of getting him out of whatever it is that he's doing. He must be arrested, he must be prosecuted. Look at it from the other way. Assuming he is in Nigeria and he's doing that to the Finnish government, you think the European Union will allow that happen? They definitely will not. So why are they allowing him to do what he's doing?
Hold on there. Hold on there, sir. Hold on there. This is the man speaking on behalf of Nigeria. He has called Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, all manner of names. Despicable names. He's got nothing but insults for our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Which is why today I am telling those in Nigeria, do you want this man to pick your own side of the coin? Because to this man, he has declared that Nigeria is waging an asymmetric warfare. Today, I am giving the Zoo media an assignment. Whenever you interview your politicians, whenever you interview your men in the armed forces, your military men and the rest of them, ask them, when did this so-called war start? And when will it end? How come you declared a war with a particular tribe, with a particular nation, and nobody was told about it? How come we're hearing from the man they call Musa for the first time that they are fighting an asymmetric warfare? What is really going on? What is the war about? How come you are fighting those in the southeast? You call them the southeast. You say you believe in one Nigeria. How come there are checkpoints in the southeast? These are the questions you need to ask these men in power. Today, I am lecturing the Zoo media, the Zoo journalists, because they have refused to do their job. They pretend they know what they are doing. They pretend they have the master's degrees. They pretend they have gone to the school of journalism. But when it comes to doing their job, they cower. They cower. They bow down to pressure. Men coming with AK-47, stealing land. They know it is farmer and headers clash. The farmers and headers, they are clashing. What manner of nonsense is that? Very, very childish talk. The farmers and headers, they are clashing. People's land are going. They are going to IDP camp. IDP camp is similar to a refugee camp. When two countries are fighting, people that run away, they go to refugee camp, which is outside of the country. But in this case, IDP means internal displaced or whatever people or whatever you want to call them. You are creating a camp within a nation. It is not done. It means, who are they running from? Why did they leave their villages? And who is now occupying those villages? I mean, every nook and cranny in Biafra land, you have your military checkpoint. Why don't you go and carry your military checkpoint to those places where those IDP camp they left, those land that were displaced? Why not send the people back to their land and put your military checkpoint there? Because those coming to buy them, they come with their bike. So if you have your military checkpoint in Benue, in Plateau and the rest of them, then it will be justifiable. But you coming to the land of Biafra to do that, a thriving land, a place where the men and women, they are into business, a place where for so many years, those people, they have not even tested the corridor of power. How come you have your military checkpoints all across the southeast, as you call it? That's the question. What happens to the land that the people were taken off and they went to the IDP camp? Why don't you go and grab them back from the IDP camp, take them back to their ancestral homes and have military checkpoint around there? It will make sense. Any other well-thinking country would think that way. But to these guys, their own is different because they are criminals. They know what they are doing. And at the end of this video, I will show you what is coming to Nigeria. Oh my God, have mercy. Make sure you wait to the end of this video. You see, the Islamization is real, but some of you don't understand. Some of you want us to feed you with the knowledge, and I get pissed off because sometimes we expect you guys to do the normal basic, background check to know what is happening in your zoo, but you refuse to do that. So today, I will take my time, explain to you what is coming to Nigeria. But by then, we the Biafrans, so we could not leave. So those when say they love Nigeria, get ready for what is coming. Get ready. Now watch this. Watch this.
Thanks, people like him that are doing such things. Trailing the funds is very critical.
Okay.
I know a lot of the Central Bank, the NFIU are doing a lot in tracking down how the funds flow. And this is part of what we call the oxygen of terrorism. Is logistic, leadership, and funding. Your ability to be able to tackle those things and trail them and deny them the ability to operate will kill terrorism.
Yes, when it comes to IPOB, oh my God, those guys are so funny. When it comes to those asking for their freedom, this man is here saying terrorism. But when it comes to the Fulani killer headsmen, you say, oh, repentant headers. They are repentant. They are born again. Just last week, great news, 170,000 became born again. God have mercy. They are repented. Even pastors don't have the power to turn around 170,000 people to become born again and repent. Oh God, Nigeria, you guys don't know what is coming. At the end of this video, some of you will start to shed tears. Just wait till the end of this video. Make sure you wait. What I will show you, the video I will show you will blow your mind. Something they've been hiding. Just wait now. Wait. Let's continue.
Good governance. Now, you can see the statistics that came in. Political will. And political will is not from federal government alone. The states.
Listen.
The states are critical.
Listen.
For me, if I look at the aspects, what do we need? Let's look at solutions. Do we have a comprehensive database as Nigerians? If you go to Chad, Cameroon, and Niger, once you enter, they know you are not a Nigerian. And they have this duty as citizens. Once you speak, the man knows you are not a Nigerian. The next thing he tells you, if he's a taxi driver, he tells you his vehicle has a problem. He's calling the gendarmes. Before you know it, the gendarmes are coming to ask you, what are you doing in our country?
Okay.
We don't have that. That's what we're saying. It's a holistic thing that we have to do.
Okay.
Every Nigerian has a role to play in what's going on ground. And then we must look at these things.
Hold it there. Hold it. You've heard from this man now. You've heard the way he's talking. Now, that is the war side this man has picked. His language has not changed. Because when he's addressing Simon Ekpa, he calls him all sort of names. He calls him a criminal. He calls him a terrorist. He's asking Finland to send him back to Nigeria and the rest. That is the stand of a so-called general in Nigeria. Which is why I am telling those in Nigeria, those that believe in Nigeria, do you want this man to pick a side for you? Do you want this man to pick a side for you? Do you even know the agenda, the assignment given to this man? Because today, the message I'm bringing is this: diplomacy or war. It is Biafra or nothing else. Nigeria, the choice is yours. Diplomacy or war. The days of dialoguing is gone. I'm not talking about dialoguing again. The days of dialoguing is gone. Now we are on a higher level. Diplomacy or war. And when you want to go into that, we have our lobby team now in America. The great man they call Jim Moran and ELIAS GERASOULIS. So if you choose diplomacy, don't allow this idiot to speak for you, because what he's speaking about is war. We know these guys don't love us from the beginning. We know how they do us. And now we say we don't ready for them. Those days don't go. This one, we are the new breed. We are ready for them. But I am calling on those who pretend they don't know what is happening. Those in the media, do you want this man to choose a side for you? Because last week he said they are now on asymmetric warfare. And today now he's calling Simon Ekpa that he is this, he's that, he's a criminal, he's a terrorist. I will present to you a people who are there to speak on behalf of the Biafrans when it comes to diplomacy. I want you to listen to the man they call Jim Moran. And after that, I will play something that will blow your mind. If you're ready, let's go there. Listen.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for approximately a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I began to represent some corporations and countries and causes that I believe in. It has been an honor to work with you, Your Excellency. ELIAS GERASOULIS is my partner. This is primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be working with him. While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds defense and State Department foreign operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause.
Hold on there, sir, please. Most especially, I do believe that Biafra independence is a just and noble cause. This is a white man speaking from America. For those who don't know this man, his name is Jim Moran. He's been in Congress for at least a quarter of a century. A century is 100 years. This man has been working for the government for at least 25 years. A quarter of a century. He is a congressman. He's one of those they will call a maverick. And he has just told you, the quest to have Biafra is a moral thing to do and justifiable. Not what this man they call General Musa is saying. To Musa, his own is to wage war. He has chosen war for Nigerians. Because, you know, sometimes, as the Igbos will say, sometimes people go say they don't know. Those that say they don't know, hello. Those that pretend they don't know what is happening, I am saying hello to you. You need to know what your generals have chosen, because this man, Musa, is working for the caliphate. He knows the memo. He has the agenda of the caliphate. And to him and his people, they have chosen war. He told you all, they are fighting war with the Biafrans. What they call the asymmetric warfare. They have chosen war against the Biafrans because we had the audacity to ask for our freedom. Oh, God have mercy. Hey, Lord have mercy. This one passed me. Oh. This one passed me. That you had the audacity to ask for freedom. They have declared war over you. And not just an ordinary war, an asymmetric warfare. It means everybody is going down. They don't care if you are good or you are bad or you are poor, you are sick, you are old, you are young, you are pregnant. You see the way they do our pregnant women during those days. But this man now is speaking to you, telling you that Biafrans, we have the right. We have the right to declare our freedom. When we started, we came with just what? A referendum. Ordinary referendum. You carry flag, they buy you. We asked for referendum. You carry flag, then buy you. We went to church to pray, they buyed us. We went for rally, they buyed us. These same military men. Because they are the foot soldiers of Usman Dan Fodio. They believe in fatwa. They are the foot soldiers of Osman Dan Fodio. And to them, what we are asking for, to them, is something that they are ready to go to war for. So the Nigerians out there, those who say they are Nigerians, so do you want this man, Musa, to pick for you? It is diplomacy or war. Mr. Jim Moran now is speaking from the diplomatic side. Mr. Jim Moran is speaking for us from the diplomatic side, which is why I am saying today's title is Diplomacy or War. For us, it is Biafra or nothing. To Nigerians, the choice is yours. Diplomacy or war. Let's take it back. No. We must hear what this man said. Listen, please, listen.
ELIAS GERASOULIS is my partner. This is primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be working with him.
Listen.
While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds Defense and State Department Foreign Operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause.
Whoa, most especially, I do believe that the Biafra independence is a just and noble cause. Most especially, I do believe that the Biafra independence is a just and noble cause. Most especially, I do believe that the Biafra independence is a just and noble cause. Most especially, I do believe that the Biafra independence is a just and noble cause. Is a just and noble cause. It's a just and noble cause. It's a noble cause. It's a noble cause to fight for your independence. It's a noble cause to call for your independence. It's a noble cause to declare a referendum. It's a noble cause. If the Zumitri, they refuse, they say they are coming to buy your people, they are coming to your land to buy you, it's also a noble cause to defend yourself. So for those writing to Finland, for those going to Finnish embassy, writing some letter, you are wasting your time. Because it is a noble cause to ask for your freedom. The same America that we are speaking about today, they requested their freedom from Britain, and Britain they refused, just the same way the zoo government they are refusing. And at the end, they had to do what they had to do. They had to go to war with Britain because it is a noble cause to yearn for freedom. My people, at this point, I want those naysayers in Nigeria, those who call Simon Ekpa a small boy, they call him a criminal, they call him a 419er, they call him a fraudster, they say he's stealing our money because we are donating, they claim they are taking our pictures while we are donating to our own freedom, and they are trying to come and catch us in Europe. I want you to compare the language of the learned man, the white man in America. Listen to the way they reason. Listen to the way they think. Listen to their own psychology, their own perspective, the way they view life, the way they understand life, their experience with life. Compare that to this man they call General Musa, who is speaking from his anus. He is speaking from his black nyash, his dirty ass, saying he's waging an asymmetric warfare with the Biafrans because we declared freedom, because we are yearning for our freedom, because we are asking for a referendum. You be the judge. I know your Zoom media, they are already compromised. I know the Nigerian media, they are compromised. But the people who pretend they don't know what is happening, I want you all to be the judge. America that you all want to go to, America that inspires the whole world, America which is the leader of the world. Listen to what this man is saying, a veteran, a maverick. He has been in the Congress for at least a quarter of a century. 25 years in power, and look at what he's talking about. 25 years in the Congress, look at the way he's speaking. The quest for Biafra is a noble cause. It is a noble cause. And this man is being fair. To show you how fair he is, he will also try to manage our expectations, which is why I love him. I respect him. He's been fair. He's been balanced. He's been balanced in his argument and his submission. Let me show you what I mean. This man was being fair. At the end, he will say, yes, to get freedom is not easy. With the way politics are going, he will not guarantee us, but they will do their best. Listen to that. Just listen, please. Listen.
While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds defense and State Department foreign operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause. And I trust that you have a bright future ahead. We will try to secure your independence.
Amen to that. I trust you have a bright future ahead. From what he's seen, he is confident. He trusts we have a bright future ahead, and they will try to secure our independence. Oyibo, God have mercy. Compare Oyibo to a black man. You see, when they call you 1/3 of a human, you guys were angry. You say, oh, racism, they are racist. No. Because when you refuse to reason intellectually, when you refuse to build your capacity to think, your ability to reason, they call it the critical thinking. Not just thinking, critical thinking. In critical thinking, you will have to look into a situation. You ask yourself the how and why. After that, okay, let me give you some example. These men, they have to use their critical thinking. They have been seeing what is happening with Simon Ekpa, our Biafra government, and Nigeria. Simon Ekpa would have come to them to say, please, we are working towards our freedom. We want you guys, our government wants you to lobby for us in Washington. By Washington, we mean the Congress, we mean the White House, and we mean the departments, the state departments, all across America. Now, these men, before they accepted the contract, I'm telling you now how white people, how they operate in the Western world, because I've been around them, around the whole clock. Every day I wake up now, on my daily job, we do what we call, in fact, let me not go deep with you guys. Let me leave all those. But what I'm saying now is this. These men, before they accepted that contract, they will carry out their findings. It's called FIP. FIP. Foxtrot, Indigo, Papa. F for findings. They will do a research, carry out an inquiry, do their findings. After they've done their findings, they will now carry out what they call the implications of what they're about to go into. You see, after the findings, you will now assess the implications. What will this imply? Me going into this. What are the pros? What are the cons? Those that want to do a SWOT, what is the strength, the weakness, opportunity, and threat of this? And to flip it around, the threat, how can I change this threat to an opportunity? And how can I change this weakness to a strength? when you are doing your SWOT analysis, you go forward and backward. Yes, it is strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. But in the ultimate analysis, Oyibo, now we go school for Western world now. What I'm telling you, even your Zupo politicians, their children here don't know it. Because they are operating on a shallow level. All they do is go to university, read textbook. But we get the revelation, the books that you will not find in the textbooks or in the libraries. So the white man will look and say, okay, implications, wow, this is a strength, this is a weakness, this is an opportunity, and it's a threat. There's a threat there. Okay. So in the ultimate analysis, after all said and done, how can I change this threat to a strength for Nigeria or for the Biafrans? So he will now say, okay, the threat can be changed to an opportunity for the Biafra Republic government in exile. And the weakness, how can I change the weakness to a strength for the Biafra Republic government in exile? That is when you start to crack your brain. You see, when you ask yourself those questions on a higher level, you start to crack your brains. In Nigeria, you guys don't know that. That's why somebody will come and say, subsidy is gone, subsidy gone. He didn't check the implications, the pros and the cons, the stakeholders involved, the market, the velocity of the market, the volatility of the market. Who are those? Who are the major players? You must sit down with the stakeholders in anything you are doing. You must sit with the stakeholders, the critical stakeholders, not those who are most influential and those who are least influential. You must sit on the round table, have that discussion. You crack your brains. You go to workshops. You go to seminars. You have what they call on-the-spot reasoning or scrum. Masters in their field. You all sit together. You spar intellectually. You talk as men. You reason. You counter-argue. You argue. You bring the pros and the cons. Why you should do this? Oh my God. You guys are not ready, man. You guys are ready. Nigeria. You guys are so backward, man. You guys ain't ready. You guys ain't ready. You guys ain't ready. On the highest level, when you are reasoning, there is no right or wrong answer. Tell that idiot they call Musa. When the people or you bought them on higher places in government houses, when they are reasoning, there is no right or wrong answer. All you need to do is to justify your action. So that man that say subsidy gone, till this day, you guys are still going through hell. Cost of food is up. Fuel is up. There is no food, no money. People are asking for minimum wage. You cannot pay. No everything gone. Companies are leaving. Oh my God. And that's why Africa, man, for me, it's only Biafra that I have hope for. No other country in Africa can even smell the Western world. No. Because you guys, you are still backward. You are still living in a mud house kind of mentality. You still pray to God for your daily bread. It means you ain't ready. A country where they still pray to God for their daily bread. Dear Lord, feed us today. It means you ain't ready. Even I'll go for further. A country where you go to church every Wednesday, every Sunday for prayer, and you are not ready. You are still a third world country. You are a third world country. You are still backward. Your mind is still childlike. You are like a child, a baby. What a cray. Come suck breast. The IMF will call you, come and take loan, suck breast. But at the end, they're taking your gold. Come and suck breast now. The IMS, come and suck breast. Take loan, but we are taking your resources. You guys, you are still childlike. You ain't ready. So we went there, Obodo Yibo. Now God, in fact, this Biafra thing, oh my God. Hey, you guys don't know what is coming. But I digress. I digress. Let's continue. Listen to this man, because you see, I'm playing this man. You guys don't know the power of what this man say, what they said here. It's coming from people from America, God's own country. America, the land of the free. Oh my God. Simon Ekpa, God save, man, God bless you, my brother. That you had a people like this. Your government, they came and lobbied a man, a maverick. This man is a champion. For 25 years, he was in the Congress. Next week, I will take my time and do a research on this man. Just this man called Jim Moran. I will show you his capacity, the way this man operates in America. Una go bow down, because this man knows the who is who. He knows the who is who. Nigeria know that they are in trouble. So those in Nigeria, those that said they love Nigeria, today I bring to you, it's a message. Diplomacy or war. Diplomacy or war. The choice is yours. For me and my people, for me and my Biafran people, we are saying it is Biafra or nothing else. It is not a crime to ask for your freedom. It is a noble cause. Oh my God. When we say these things, they don't believe us. Oyibo don't talk am. Now I am quoting the Oyibo man. It is not a crime to ask for your freedom. It is a noble cause. Because to some of you, you believe the ice of the Eskimo man is always colder. You believe the ice from the Eskimos man's side is always colder. When we talk am, you say no. But when Oyibo talk am, you say yes. Very, very sad, but that's the reality. Because I remember as a child in the Catholic church in that zoo called Nigeria. In the Catholic, when the priest is Oyibo, everybody is happy. Father come today, hey, Father Felong, Father Bog, Father Johnson, my God, the prayer went so well, thank God, na priest, now the Oyibo fire, they are happy. But when the father na black man, nobody is happy. They feel like their prayers has not been answered. That's the mentality of a black man. I was observing that as a Catholic. I was a altar boy, and I've been saying that. The head of the altar boys. I'm the one that carries the incense. Dominos, schools. I'm looking at people. When Oyibo, people they are looking towards the altar like they've seen God. The excitement in their face. They are in tears, looking at the priest. Oyibo priest, they sweet them. Then they cry, they beg. After church, within 30 minutes, they are coming with their offerings. Live chicken, live goats. Bag of rice, yam everywhere. In fact, sometimes there will be no space to keep those food. Some of the women, some of the dirty, filthy women, they want to tempt the priest with their daughter. Father, please, my daughter, she's a bit stubborn. Can you pray for her, Father? After they've come to give something. Before you know, those ones, the father would not be a family friend to them. I'm exposing things to you guys. When you say, oh, that priest, he's now a family friend to that family. Despite the family, they are rich. They come and give gifts, but they'll call you psychologists. Say, Father, please, my daughter, she's always too playful. Can you pray for her, please, Father? Now they'll use psychology. They'll be sending the girl to bring the food and gifts and everything. Then at the end, the girl will now stay with us. I will not tell you what happened sometimes. But I know the game, because you people, you worship, your men of God, you worship your politicians, you bow to them, you call them gods on earth. I've seen all that. When the priest is white, everybody go, what's in? There is food everywhere. We they enjoy food. All the other boys, with the chop, with the fry egg, with the boil yam, everything you want chop. Chicken, you cut chicken, you cook the chicken, everything with the chop. But when the priest is a black man for like 6 weeks or 3 weeks, black man go dead there. Nothing. Everywhere go dry. Okochi. Everywhere go dry. I'm telling you this story to let you understand the psychology of Africans. That a people, for the first time, we in the Western world, we have come with the psychology, with the mentality of the white man, of the Western world, of a Westerner. And we are saying, enough of this contraption, we need our freedom. We want freedom. In a respectable way, we came and we requested a referendum. Ordinary that. Vote, and you vote yea or nay. That's it. But the military, the Fulani killer headsmen dressed in Nigerian military uniform, they came with their AK-47 to buy us. But now listen to what this man is saying, Jim Moran. Listen to him. He's telling you that it is a noble cause to ask for your freedom. Everywhere you go, even when I interview people here, they say, wow, come on, man. It's a noble thing to do. You may get it all, but it's a noble thing to do. It is not wrong to ask for your freedom. It is not wrong. It is noble. Everywhere I go, they say that. Now, listen one more time, please. Listen.
In Africa, I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause. And I trust that you have a bright future ahead. We will try to secure your independence. We can't promise because the politics is not a particularly predictable situation in the United States.
Yes, we'll try our best, but we cannot promise. That's it. It's not a do or die. They will try their best, but they cannot promise. As easy as that. They will try their best to get our freedom, but they cannot promise, because nothing is guaranteed. The same way we are saying a referendum, the vote can go anywhere. The vote can go anywhere. It's not a guarantee. But because deep inside, you know that these people, if we ask them to vote for a referendum, say 99.999% of them will say yes, they want to go. That's why you are scared of a referendum. Because you have subjugated these people. You have stolen their resources. You have taken loan with their resources. And you have used that loan to improve and develop other places, other regions, apart from this region that gives you your national cake. And the love of the national cake, you have refused. Because you love it so much. You called it national cake. You call it national cake. He's been fair here. He's been diplomatic. We'll do all our best. We cannot guarantee, because nothing in this world is guaranteed. Nothing in this world is guaranteed. The only thing guaranteed is if you are born, one day you will die. That one is a guarantee. Apart from that, nothing else is a guarantee. So at this point, I want to tell those in Nigeria, those that say they love Nigeria, God bless Nigeria, Nigeria go better. Rofayo said, come take chair here. They say you are the best journalist from that zoo. And every time you keep on saying you love your military, you love your Nigeria, may God bless Nigeria, may God bless, and all. You say all those sweet talk. You say all those things because You are not one of the major stakeholders when it comes to the resources of the land. But you are one of those that partake because your job as a journalist. Right now, Nigeria is a juicy, there is juicy news coming from Nigeria. Every day there is something to talk about in Nigeria. So right now, your job sector, it's a big job now. In fact, every day, news every day. You are busy. Business is booming. Because your sector is all about talking. You stay on TV, you stay on the radio, and you talk the good talk. You talk that good talk. And Nigeria has been fair to you because you are well paid in your job role. As a journalist, you are well paid. Because there is so much to discuss about Nigeria every day. That will make people want to tune in. Those who are hungry, those with poverty, they're tuning. But today, those that say they love Nigeria, I'm about to show you. Oh my God, I'm about to show you what is coming. I want to show you what is coming to Nigeria. It has been sanctioned in Saudi Arabia. It has been sanctioned in Saudi Arabia. So before I play that, before I show you this that will blow your mind, I must complete this video because I know some people probably, this is the first time you are seeing this clip. So for the benefit of doubt, I will play this whole video for the next 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Then I will show you something that is coming. Nigeria, today. In fact, after this video, una go begin run from tonight to escape from that country. Listen.
Today, and justice is not always served, but we will work towards that objective. I appreciate the opportunity to work on behalf of the Biafran people. And at this point, let me turn it over to Elias. Elias?
Elias.
Thank you, Jim. And it's an honor to be working with you on this. And we appreciate your lending, your support, someone of your prestige and stature. That association would be so critical. So thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, and dear Biafrans in the United States and around the world. My name is ELIAS GERASOULIS, and I am a good friend and colleague of Congressman Moran, and we are your new lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. However, you should know that we are more than just your lobbyists. We are fellow freedom fighters in the struggle for the liberation of Biafra. And similar to how your compatriots in the Biafran Defense Forces are securing your freedom on the homeland, we will be fighting for your freedom in the political and diplomatic battlefield here in Washington, D.C. And we will make sure that all these U.S. officials, all these congressmen and senators understand that the Biafran independence movement is a pure democratic civilian uprising against injustice, the very same one that we had in the United States when we declared our independence from the British 200 years ago. On a personal level, I knew I had to get involved in this struggle, not only because of my belief in the Biafran cause, but my belief in His Excellency, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. As I got to know the Prime Minister, I could see that he has remarkable leadership qualities and vision. And I knew that instinctively that he was a man of destiny and that he will have a very important impact in Africa in the years to come. And I thought it was a personal duty to assist him. Already, the Prime Minister has made remarkable progress and has outsmarted the Nigerian system in many ways. The Prime Minister has done this with the self-referendum. He has done this with opening diplomatic liaison offices around the world. And I think by establishing a proper Biafran lobby in Washington, D.C., the Prime Minister has delivered his master stroke. And if you can look at the Nigerian media and the social media, you will see that this is something that's been highly publicized. And I think this is because they understand the moment that the United States starts to gain more support for the Biafran cause, it will be a game changer. Because when the United States leads, other countries follow. Congressman Moran and myself are your voice to the U.S. Congress, your voice to the White House, your voice to the State Department, your voice to the highest offices in this great land. And we will not stop until victory is achieved. Long live the free, independent, and sovereign Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you.
very
God
much.
bless
Thank
you,
you very
sir.
much for
God
that,
bless
Freeman.
you. You have heard that. Great words. Great words. Let's complete it.
Speech there. Elias, we are happy to have you on board, and we have a lot of things to do together. Thank you. This particular appearance today is just to present you to the Biafrans in the United States. As I made my promise, I have fulfilled it. It is now that we go out there and do what we know how to do best for the interest of Biafra.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you
It's
very
our
much.
honor, and we look forward to serving you in the cause. Thank you, Mr. Prime
All right.
Minister.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
You see how they speak to our Prime Minister? You see the way they address him, His Excellency, somebody that Musa was calling a criminal, a black man calling him a criminal. But see the Western world. That's why they say they are Western, they are developed, their intellect, their thinking faculty is working. They are rational, their mind, they are, oh my, God. Now I understand it. When they said the black man is a 1/3 of a human. What that means is you must develop yourself out of this animalistic and fetish way of doing things, and develop yourself to another level, a new dimension. Because when you look at Nigeria, what they're talking about is their daily bread. What they talk about is to marry young girls. 12-year-old girls, you are marrying them. You say blasphemy, someone calls your Allah, you throw them stone, you burn them up. Barbaric way of living, backwardness. You are talking about cows to they roam around the street and the farms in the 21st century, where people, they are going to space, they are exploring space and Mars. They are thinking about how to invent things to change the world, but you are still taking us back to the archaic way of living. You dey chop cow. Una like cow. In 2024, you are discussing cow ranching, herdsmen. Man, no. Black man. Hey! Una shame the shaming. To fear quoi? Very backward. But we shall open your mind. We went to the Western world, though, we go open una mind. That thing that makes you to dobale for your politicians, that thing that make you to call your politicians God, those who are there to serve you, they are in the public service. To an extent, they are even civil servants. They are your servants. Service means to render a service. A servant renders a service. So your politicians, your governors, your presidents, and the rest of them, they are there to render a service. They are your servants. They should be the one in a position of servitude. Oyibo. But you guys, you turn it backwards. You worship them. Emi Lokan. Chagaban. Obi kere kenke. Articulated. God. You guys are backward, man. You guys are backward. I don't blame you to an extent, because when I was in Africa, I was thinking like you guys as well. When I was in Africa, I was thinking like you guys. Until I left that environment. So sometimes, it is tough love. I want to go hard on you, but I understand, because when I was in your condition, I was thinking like you. I was myopic like you. God. Let me show you what your Nigeria is turning into. Because Saudi Arabia, this Islamization is real low. This thing they are doing about land, IDP camp, it is just the beginning. The hunger is just the beginning. Almajiri culture is just the beginning. Let me show you something that will blow your mind. If you are ready, you will see what is coming to Nigeria. But by God's grace, me and my people, we shall leave Nigeria before this happens to Nigeria. Those that say they love Nigeria, I want you to witness what is coming. And you and your family, you all will enjoy this when it comes. The breakfast is being served. And all of you when love Nigeria, una go enjoy this breakfast. Watch this, and I'll come back.
This is a story.
Listen, go back. Listen.
My grandmother's generation used to dress like this, but this is how girls dress in Yemen today. What happened? This is a story of millions of girls and women in Afghanistan, Yemen, Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries. Women went from wearing colorful and vibrant traditional dresses, skirts, and many even showed their hair, to wearing this. So how did this change happen? We will have to go back to the 1970s in the Islamic Republic of Iran to understand this change. In the 70s, Iran was run by the Shah of Iran, and many Iranians were not happy with the socio-economic inequality and political repression. Back then, many Iranians wanted change and believed that an Islamic rule would solve all of these issues, so they went out to protest against the Shah of Iran. The Islamic opposition was Ayatollah al-Khomeini, and his message of Islamic governance and resistance against Western influence sounded good to many Iranians at the time. The revolution succeeded, and afterwards, Iran went through significant changes, including the implementation of very strict Islamic laws. No alcohol, no public display of affection, no Western books. And for women, this meant covering their whole bodies and hair. The niqab, which is a veil that covers the face except for the eyes, is not traditionally an Iranian garment. But it became mandatory in the Islamic Republic of Iran. And it's not only forced on Iranian women. Every woman should be completely covered. Even female Swedish ministers were forced to cover their hair when they visited Iran. And you might ask, how is the Iranian Revolution related to my grandma in Yemen? Well, as you may know, Saudi Arabia is Iran's nemesis and wanted to compete with them on who is more strict in Islamic rules. And just like that, Saudi Arabia introduced the black niqab in the Gulf countries, and it spilled over to other countries like Somalia or my country, Yemen. However, for the past 2 years, we have seen Iranian people going out to the streets, protesting while risking their own lives because they had enough. The world is ready for a change, and all the people in the Middle East need to join forces, so women would have the right to dress however they like. Follow me at Builders of the Middle East for more.
Okay.
My grandmother's generation.
It has gone full circle. Can you hear what this guy was saying? It is coming to Nigeria. Saudi Arabia. You see these Islamic nations that they're talking about? You guys think it's a joke when you had a Muslim ticket. You think it's a joke. You think it's by mistake that Lord David Cameron, he mentioned on December 2023, he said he has met with all the Islamic nations, including Nigeria. You think it's a joke? Britain don't care. Britain, they are after that resources. If you like, make it be Muslim, make it be Hindu, they don't care. What they want is the guys they are working with. Give me that resources. Give me the oil. I'm good with that. But also they will request, okay, we are giving you this thing for cheap. We also need our own Islamic nation. It is coming. So Boko Haram, all those things, let me break this video down for you. It is coming. If this man is saying this, and you guys think it's a joke, you think Muslim ticket is a joke, Biafra, man, look, we shall be watching you guys like a movie. We the Biafrans, we go to watch now like a movie. Once we have left, I go turn my TV on and be watching Nigeria like a movie. Watching everybody wearing their hijab. Every fasting, watching you guys doing your zakat. You're already used to it now. You pay your 10% tithe to your pastors. You will turn that to a zakat. They will force you to wear a hijab. No alcohol is already happening now. No Western education. Boko Haram is already there. Hey, Lord have mercy. Let's break this video down. God bless the person that gave me this video. The person was sharing it. He said, please, all what you have been saying, this boy said it in this video. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Listen.
Used to dress like this, but this is how girls dress in Yemen today. What happened? This is a story of millions of girls and women in Afghanistan, Yemen, Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries. Women went from wearing colorful and vibrant traditional dresses, skirts, and many even showed their hair, to wearing this.
Do you see what he's showing you? How the women were dressing so elegant before. But now they have turned into dressing like this. No, Mitokamo, not to Mitokamo, he is telling you the narrative. Something happened that turned the beautiful women who were showing their beauty, their elegance. Something happened that turned them to this. He will tell you that thing. Nigeria don't begin that thing. Listen.
So how did this change happen?
Okay.
We will have to go back to the 1970s in the Islamic Republic of Iran to understand this change. In the 70s, Iran was run by the Shah of Iran, and many Iranians were not happy with the socio-economic inequality and political repression. Back then, many Iranians wanted change and believed that an Islamic rule would solve all of these issues.
Wait, firstly, back then, every Iranian wanted change, and they believed that the Islamic rule will solve those issues. Does that remind you of your Muslim ticket? Good luck, Jonathan. Good luck. Good luck is a problem. Oh yeah, the Buhari. From Buhari now, Muslim ticket. Does that remind you? Now play, oh, they play. Now play. It's coming. It is coming. They play. Now play. They play. They are all working together, from the INEC man to Musa to the military to Boko Haram to ISWAP to ISIS to the Fulani killer headsmen. They are all working together. There is so much I can show you guys, but we are on social media. My Prime Minister, we need our own platform, man. We need our platform where we can educate our people, educate the world, expose those things that we cannot show on social media. We need our own platform. It is time to have our own platform. We need a platform where all the videos, every day we make our video, we throw them there. It becomes like a 24 hours cable news now. Every 7 a.m. somebody is showing 247. 8 a.m. Biafra Unite. 9 a.m. NlGERIA is there. 10 a.m. Everybody is coming, putting in their own. It becomes a 24 hour. This is the way I'm thinking. That's my own thinking. I'm not a media person from childbirth, but when it came to this, I had to apply and understand the basics of how to carry out things. And I had to understand how to do this media thing. Some has to be propaganda, but you do it the right way with the right intention. And know your audience sometimes. Don't just speak to your core audience. That way you are speaking to the crowd. No. Don't just speak to your core audience. Sometimes some videos you do it to a specific audience. Even those that don't like you, you throw the video, do the title. That way you rope them in. You reel them in. That's the psychology of this thing. Don't speak to the same crowd over and over again. No. Media. Forget story. Media is powerful. That is why they went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. Media is powerful. The voice, the tongue is a sword. Let's continue. Listen to what this boy is saying. They wanted change. They thought they wanted change. And now they now believe an Islamic government will solve. And that's the psychology. Listen now. Listen.
So they went out to protest against the Shah of Iran. The Islamic opposition was Ayatollah al-Khomeini, and his message of Islamic governance and resistance against Western influence sounded good to many Iranians at the time. The revolution succeeded, and afterwards, Iran went through significant changes, including the implementation of very strict Islamic laws. No alcohol,
including the implementation of very strict Islamic laws. And on the screen, what you are seeing there is what? No alcohol. That's the beginning. They test the ground. They test it. No alcohol. Even though they take taxes, so but no alcohol. They are testing it. Saudi Arabia is saying, okay, it is working. Saudi, they are testing their hypothesis. It is working. We have a sample now. In the north, they don't sell alcohol, but they still get taxation. So that's fine. But the main thing is our policy is working. No alcohol. From dressing normal, you are now dressing in a different way. No, don't get angry with me. I'm a messenger. I'm only showing you something you guys have not seen before. What is coming to Nigeria will shake the whole world. That is why we the Biafrans we are living. We say we they go. We don't do finish, we they go. Listen.
No public display of affection.
Take it back. No, take it back. Listen.
And afterwards, Iran went through significant changes, including the implementation of very strict Islamic laws. No alcohol, no public display of affection, no Western books. And for women, this meant covering their whole bodies and hair.
No Western books. And for women, it means covering their whole bodies. No Western books. Boko Haram. Western education is bad. No Western books. Do you now see what I'm seeing? Oh, you guys, man. I don't know. God. Africans. Eh? And for also those living in the Western world that knows this, yet they say they love Nigeria. Those living in America, in Germany, Australia, Western worlds, saying they love Nigeria. Now God go punish una. Now God go punish una. If you are living in abroad and you are saying you love what is happening in Nigeria, now God go punish you because you are wicked. You know what is happening in Africa, but you are in the Western world enjoying the best of life. You can buy a house next to a white man, it's okay. Nobody will break it down. Nobody will plan with the governor. Nobody will hold a meeting. Say, the Igbos, they are taking over this place. So take over their land back. Break their houses down. Burn down their businesses. But you're in the Western world. You're saying, yes, the Igbo is the problem in Nigeria. But you are enjoying in the land of the Caucasians. You are enjoying life in the Western world, but you are saying you love Nigeria. Now God go punish you now. Very wicked, because now on our own was past. It's like somebody being in heaven and those in hell are there. You are telling them hell is okay. Relax now. That fire, take yam now, roast yam for fire. Take some, when you give them some money, you are giving them money to buy yam to roast for hellfire. You are in the Western world and you are saying you love Nigeria. Now God go punish you now. Because now our own was pass. At least those in Nigeria, their eyes is still blind to an extent. They are still living a backward life. They have not seen life. But you in the Western world, seeing how your politicians, they dress so simple. Your politicians, they use taxi, they use the Uber, they take train, they take bus, they use the tram. They use bicycle to go to work. Every day, your politicians, they take bus, they take train, they take tram, they enter bus with you. You look well kept than your politicians. God, you guys are wicked though. Una wicked. Una wicked. You living in the Western world saying you love Nigeria. Una wicked. You are wicked. You are wicked. How much do you make a month? What's your minimum wage a month in the Western world? If you're in America, at least every month you are going with $2,500 every month. At least you are going, okay, let's say for example, if you are working in McDonald's, at least at the end of the month, you are going home with $1,900 minimum wage. How much is that in Nigeria? Una wicked. You are enjoying life in the Western world and you are saying you love Nigeria. It's like a man who is in heaven. People are in hell and he's telling them hell is okay. Look at the story of this guy here saying they said no more Western books and women should change their way of dressing. No more public affection. Let's continue. Listen.
The niqab, which is a veil that covers the face except for the eyes, is not traditionally an Iranian garment. But it became mandatory in the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Boom!
It's not
the dressing became mandatory where you cover all your body apart from your eyes. It became mandatory. Think about that. It became mandatory in Iran. A foreign thing came and became mandatory. In the name of Islam, in the name of their religion, in the name of a government running an Islamic way of doing things. Nigeria, it is coming. Nigeria, we hailed you. Hey, Nigeria, we hailed you. It is coming. Not today. Listen.
only forced on Iranian women. Every woman should be completely covered. Even female Swedish ministers were forced to cover their hair when they visited Iran. And you might ask, how is the Iranian Revolution related to my grandma in Yemen? Well, as you may know, Saudi Arabia is Iran's nemesis and wanted to compete with them on who is more strict in Islamic rules. And just like that, Saudi Arabia introduced the black niqab in the Gulf countries, and it spilled over to other countries like Somalia or my country, Yemen. However, for the past 2 years, we have seen Iranian people going out to the streets, protesting while risking their own lives because they had enough. The world is ready for a change, and all the people in the Middle East need to join forces, so women would have the right to dress however they like. Follow me at Builders of the Middle East for
My
more.
brother, well done to you. I rest my... You see, this thing goes full circle. Saudi Arabia became so, they were strong in a competitor with Iran. And they said, okay, we shall introduce this thing to the whole Africa, the whole world. It's coming. Boko Haram is there now. They say no more books. Boko Haram is already there. Say no to Western education, Western way of life. It's coming. It's coming. Headsmen now, they are collecting taxes. Killer headsmen are collecting taxes in villages. Hey! Amen. Amen. Nigeria, we hail thee. We hail thee. We hail thee. We hail thee, my people. Which is why me and my people, we are going home. And today, it is diplomacy or war. Because this one, there is fire on the mountain. Run, run, run. There is fire on the mountain. Run, run, run. We the Biafran, so we the run. Now run, we the run, so. There is fire on the mountain. You guys think Muslim ticket is a mistake? Have you seen your coat of arms? Have you seen the Arabic inscription on the coat of arms? Oh my God. Even your currency. Have you seen what is there? There is fire on the mountain. And to put the icing on the cake, in the month of December 2023, Lord David Cameron, you call him David Cameron, but now he's a Lord. He has a new title, Lord David Cameron. The same way you had Lord Lugard, Lord Macpherson, and the rest of them. Lord David Cameron, he declared that he has met with all the Islamic countries to discuss this war between Israel and Palestine. And among all the Islamic countries, he was naming them, including Nigeria. I shake. When I heard that news on CNN, I buckled. I said, wait, is this happening? How can this be? You have spoken to all the Islamic countries and you put Nigeria there. How can this be? Oh, so things are this bad now. I was shocked. People didn't understand why I was acting that way in the office. I buckled in my chair. I said, David Cameron. Oh my God. Britain has not left. They are back. Nigeria will hail thee. They are back. Britain is back in business. The CEO don't return. The owner of the company don't return. He's back to take over from where they left off from. Oh, forget story, man. My people, I'm going to leave it here, but I'm telling you, for me and my people, the die is cast. It is diplomacy or war. Both ways, choose one. Peace or war, choose one. Peace or war, diplomacy or war, choose one. But the days of dialoguing is gone, because from the 2nd of December, we will declare. But for now, it is diplomacy or war. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it. So for you Nigerians out there, do you want the Islamic man, Musa, to be the one to speak for you, to be the one representing you? Don't pretend you don't know when it comes. Look at this boy now. Probably some years ago, they were enjoying it, thinking life was good, thinking the West was the problem. They were attacking the West. They say Western life is the problem. But now look at him now fighting for his people to be liberated from something. To be liberated. You see, he is fighting for his women to have their rights, but technically he is fighting against that religion that have made the people, subjugated them to become less than humans. Where is the freedom of association? The freedom to live? The right to be who you want to be is gone. And Nigeria is coming for you guys. We, the Biafrans, we shall be watching you guys from a distance. My PM, Simon Ekpa, I love you. You saw this coming now. And Nnamdi Kanu saw this coming. You all saw it coming and you said, no. There is fire on the mountain. So by December 2nd, it is time to jump that ship, man. It is time. So from me, from here, for now, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours truly, your brother, Biafra, Superstars Media. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Lugard, Bloomington, Lord Lugard, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.